Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to relax your mind and let it go on a journey with comedian Chris Leedham.
Kind of funny.
Making an analogy of everything to the apocalypse?
Like making a connection. So like you just try to exaggerate something to the point and link it to the most evil possible thing in the world. Just accuse something innocent of being evil.
I think they call that toxic.
Yeah. But people will do that.
Gaslighting?
Yeah.
Is that something like that, right?
But people will do that. They will just it's very funny to think about.
Linking everything to the apocalypse?
Yeah, they're like, no. Oh, you think they're just pyramids? Nah, man. There's a angel deity that's gonna come back, and it's it's gonna attack the world, and we need to create an AI god to fight the god when it comes back. And you're like, wow, dude.
It could happen.
That's how you think this works? This whole thing? Like, I'm in a chair, there's people cutting down trees.
And there's deities in the pyramids.
And you think there's, like, godlike beings fighting for control of the universe, and they're going to come and destroy the planet, and there's going to be apocalypse. Like,
yes.
Yeah, I like that stuff. It's just the coolest.
I think most people do.
Yeah.
It's it makes the mundane manageable. Because if it is just cutting grass, then that's way more fucked.
Dude, yeah. That's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
So, like, I keep thinking about, like, just apocalyptic theories. They're just the funniest thing in the world to me. Just like
there's a lot of them. People build whole entire cultures off of them.
Like how H.P. Lovecraft will like have like just this elder god thing that's going to be unleashed on the planet and destroy and kill everybody.
That's part of his shtick.
Well, yeah, you just like summoning an elder god or something.
How do they go about summoning the elder gods?
Some sort of blood ritual, some sort of weird conspiracy. It's great. Like the new pyramid thing where they think there's like Tesla coils or something under the pyramid, right?
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
I don't believe a word of it.
It has been sensationalized pretty heavily.
I literally just don't care because the storyline to me looks like the beginning of H.P. Lovecraft. Like they're going to go down there. There's going to be like a resonating sarcophagus like 600 miles under the surface. And they open the black box.
Of course they open it.
It's like reverberating and it releases an elder god. It's an eldritch horror gets released on the planet from under the pyramids. It's literally... Come on, dude. People have written crazier things in books. This is a reality. I'd like that to be real.
I also just like, yeah, because it's like, okay.
Yeah.
It's a better apocalypse than famine or a meteor or something.
It's way more interesting. I'm not going to starve to death. There's a squid Cthulhu god thing shooting laser beams and murdering people. Like, that's... If I'm going to go out, dude, that's fun.
Yeah,
the
Cthulhu
horror,
laser god.
The true horror, like, just shatters your model of reality. Like,
yeah. Do you think you'd be like a little too excited?
It would be the best. Like
sometimes I feel that way about like an alien. I feel like I don't want an alien. I don't want to try and be like overly excited if they show up. Like regardless of I don't know, even if they like enslaved us and turned us inside out or something. I don't know. I'd still be a little hyped that sensation, that thing happened, that snapped our reality.
This is why people want to destroy the world.
Yeah.
Because
they're bored.
It's better than just starving to death in a field, just like creating giant monster robots to fight each other. Isn't that just a funner way to go out? Why do people want to get rid of war, dude? What are you doing?
It's the human cost.
Yeah, it's just way cooler just to play for real, dude. That's what they're doing with war. They're just like playing for real, where they're like,
I wish it was just paintball, or like airsoft or something, or like tag. Yeah. It's like you get hit and you're out and you have to go away.
Yeah.
But then at the end of it, your whole team you have to go home. You don't have to be in a ditch.
The apocalypse, dude.
Yeah, it was like. December 21st, 2012. Remember that one? Were you on board for that one? I was a little like...
December 21st, 2012.
Yeah, that was the end of the Mayan calendar.
Oh, that... Yeah, of course. Come on.
Sorry, there's a lot of apocalypses, man.
Dude, they lost... They lost to Columbus, dude. You couldn't have been that bright. I'm sorry, but if Columbus beat you, come on. He just came in there and predicted an eclipse and just charismatically talked his way into your geopolitics and pushed people against each other and got like your friends to fight on his side against you. And like, I mean, I'm not saying it's a good thing to do, but he's clever, you know?
So since they were duped by Columbus, do you think that nullified their apocalypse calendar?
I think if you got manipulated by Christopher Columbus, that sucks.
Yeah, I mean, so did the.
I'd feel bad.
The whole like British royalty. I mean, he finessed them into getting all the ships and stuff too.
Yeah.
So
there's just these cunning figures moving around the world, just like, ha ha, I'm in a boat. Oh, your dog. Yeah, I could see that. There's just a little bit too much resistance for a dog to push his nose into it. Yeah.
Yeah, he's very pampered as well.
Well, that is also like his face. Imagine if like you had to open things with your face all the time, how like reluctant you'd be to just push your face into things. If you didn't have no thumbs, you're just pushing your face into shit to do things. Yeah. You'd like, I wish I had some fucking hands. You would just like wish on your biology that you needed hands. You're like, please give me hands. Like, I keep having to open shit with my face. Like,
unless you need to open up some titties.
Yeah. You're like, I'm just motorboating through the universe, and then it gives you hands, and you're like, I could do both, and you're like, you can motorboat and do your hands, and you're like, this what? Like, you believe in God, dude,
and swim.
Yeah, that's how monkeys believed in God. They grew thumbs, and they're like, they could do this. Monkeys, that's what
brought us forward.
That's what broke the neural pathways when the first monkey who went like with the thumb. He's like, I got thumbs.
That was
like,
nice.
Holy shit. I can thumb. Like, it just adds so much to the experience to have a thumb.
It does.
It's what built civilization, dude. This shit.
The pyramids.
Yeah, that's what this is about, man. The Holy Trinity.
The thumbs, dude. Separates us from.
That's what it symbolizes. The Freemasons. Just
their ability to lay bricks.
Lay bricks. Oh man.
Secret bricks.
Funny, dude. Oh man. It was cool listening to that metal before this shit. That was fun.
Nice. Yeah. The music helps set the vibe. I've had a few that have been like, it seemed almost like hard to get going in the beginning.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then realized that vibe is it's all about the vibe. So
it's super fun, dude.
Yeah, try and do the music. Try and
you're like, what's your favorite band, man? Like, that's just like a really cool, accommodating thing to just be like, let's get this guy started on what he's into.
Fuck yeah,
it's a good way to do it, man.
Yeah, I know you're into death.
Yeah, it's so
blood.
Cool. I was thinking about that, and I'm like, why am I so into this stuff? And I think it's because I think I probably thought about death probably younger than most people probably think about it.
Probably.
Yeah.
If you think so.
Well, if you're born to older parents, I think that you experience the death of your grandparents younger than like most people would.
Yeah, that's true.
So you think about it a little more than you would if you were born to like a younger parent. Yeah, and then people are having kids later in life now. So a lot of those kids are just going to be kind of like more familiar with death. That's all. And that, I think that's kind of cool.
Unless we start getting uploaded into robots, right? And then they're just going to have robot great-great-grandparents.
Yeah. Considering we're making other kids grow up around the world experiencing death too, we should have a little bit more ourselves. I'm just kidding. They're a little more tragic, but
yeah, I don't want to be uploaded. Well, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it.
Dude, you gonna get a microchip, dude?
Maybe in the future. See what it feels like.
I'll let like some people get fucked up first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be funny when they get like hacked into and people start like twitching out or like
rob
a bank or something.
Little cowardly on my part. Just I'll let you figure it out.
Yeah, you take the first ride.
Yeah. Fire, and then I let one guy fuck around with it for a bit. He gets like lit on fire and rolls around and dies, and I'm like, all right, I just let a few more people figure it out.
I wonder if you were able to get it used like on Facebook Marketplace. You like a Neuralink, like version 3 or something.
Yeah.
You get it put in at like the store, like a store in the mall.
Yeah.
And it's got their old memories just stored in there still.
Yeah.
Like,
dude,
what are these dick pics?
I keep thinking of the fourth monkey to fuck with fire was the one who harnessed it. The first 3 just fucked around and got themselves killed. And then the fourth guy was like, oh, okay, so that he just learned from their mistakes. And
he just took the flame off the charred back of the third one.
Yeah.
He was like, okay, don't eat this.
Yeah. And eventually information compiles. People
Take
know
enough mushrooms.
Which mushrooms to eat.
And your synapses expand, right?
Yeah.
I had a woman on here who was an AI consultant, and I wanted to...
What is that?
She has a business that works with AI, so like ChatGPT and like Claude, and there's probably 3 or 4 like main like big ones that if you like pay a subscription fee to, you can ask them unlimited questions. So it's like search engine optimization. The better you are at asking AI questions, the better answers you'll get.
Oh shit!
So if you go to a professional, they're gonna know, and you're like, hey, I have this business, I want to try and solve this or get this kind of customers. They can guide you more quickly to a good AI solution.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So I was asking her what her opinion on like the stoned ape theory was, and she hadn't heard of it. So I was like, dang.
It's like an AI that carves you a path in the Matrix.
What's that?
It just like tells you which direction to go. You're like, do this and that, and you can do this to get that, and like.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the that was my. It's still my theory is that the like mycelium index of mushroom intelligence is somehow gonna be connected with artificial intelligence.
Yeah,
and then there's gonna be a new type of intelligence that gives us information about the natural world and the deep connecting layers.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah, it is, but I think
it sounds like a system that if people followed, there'd be a lot less people walking into walls. But that's how you discover some shit.
I ran into a wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was a small kid, I was racing inside.
Yeah.
And I looked back to see where the other kids were. When I looked forward, the wall was in my face.
You're making me think of when you do comedy, like a lot of the times you think about like maybe you do it for attention, right? A lot of people do it because you get it like attention. Mm-hmm. When I was a kid, my grandmother had a friend who would like babysit us like after school, like preschool or whatever. And I went over to a bird nest and put bird poop in my hair. From the bird nest, there's like gooey poop like in the nest, and I put it in my hair. And
hardcore, dude.
And then I walked over to her, and she said, "That's good, because if a bird shits on your head, it's good luck."
Yep.
And then I just kept going back to the nest and putting bird shit in my hair, right? And then I would go back to her and be like, "It happened again." And she's like, "Wow, you're really lucky today." And I was like, How many times can I do this before she's like, it isn't good luck? like I just wanted to test that. I was like, is it really good luck? How many times does it happen before it starts looking like bad luck to you?
Or just a bird poop target.
I'm just like, well, I just asked questions too soon. I was too grounded in reality.
Yeah. I guess so. You felt you had an early perception of death, or an early interaction with death. Yeah,
well, you just think about it. Like one day, like somebody you spent a lot of time with was there, and then suddenly they're not, and you're like, I wonder what that's about.
Yeah, and you're like, what are all these feelings that I'm now having inside?
Well, you're just like, what is death?
Yeah.
You think about it, and you're like.
And then nobody has an answer. That's also very intriguing.
But there's a lot of things I think about with that where they're like, you'll see somebody chant like, kill all pedophiles. Right?
Yep.
But if there's an afterlife, wouldn't you want to make them immortal? So you could, if you made immortal pedophiles, then when we all died...
It's a metal band, dude.
But if you made immortal pedophiles, then not only would they not...
Immortal pedophile!
Not only would they not go to hell, but they would also not go to heaven, right?
Yes.
So hell would become a better place, and heaven would also become a even greater heaven if you made immortal pedophiles, because the afterlife would have no pedophiles. They would just be stuck in the real world. We could rapture. It would be a rapture. It would.
So would people know? Like nobody would figure it out, but them. But then they would be like evil. They would all get together and be like, "Look, we don't fucking die, dude. Let's build an island and bring children to it."
The world is ran by like immortal pedophiles.
Yeah, that's true.
That would be like a crazy conspiracy. Really.
I mean, it's a pretty common conspiracy trend across.
It literally
also
it feels like
Epstein.
That's the note, like the musical tone they're hitting with this shit. Where it's like, oh, that's a. I get how you're seeing this. It's a minor chord, baby. It's funny, dude. Yeah. Conspiracy is the best, dude. The fucking metal, dude. I could do 9.5 hours of those, like, just a riff on repeat. Just the sickest metal riff.
Oh, you're saying okay.
To like fall asleep to.
So you're saying you could do conspiracies like a 9-hour metal riff.
Yeah.
9/11.
Oh,
was an inside job.
Like, oh, you think it was this? No, it was this crazy thing that doesn't make sense. Like, that is the best. I don't know why you would try to suppress that.
Because it's the truth.
Can't you have fun anymore, man? Like,
no, fun is a part of free thinking.
Oh.
It leads to thought, and they want you to just work.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, it's all part of it, dude. That's why they make things gray. They're getting rid of the playgrounds, the McDonald's,
Everything's like blocky.
Yep, everything's blocky. Because blocks aren't fun.
They're not smooth.
Gray and black colors aren't fun.
They want to like put the like soften the corners on words, but everything else in the world is sharp.
Yeah, we need sharper words.
Yeah.
I mean, you have a sickle on the words on your shirt. That's about as sharp as you get.
Oh yeah.
Death. Yeah. Written in sickles and blood is pretty.
Florida death metal, man.
Florida death metal.
Yeah, it's legendary shit.
Do they ever have like death metal concerts during hurricanes? Like, do they specifically go out there?
It's happened. There's no way it hasn't happened. Like, it's definitely happened. I mean, there was that guy who would like be like just going like this, like going down the street with the
wind. Yeah,
in
Florida
the
man,
Florida,
right?
Yeah, this shit is so cool.
Oh, excuse me.
I think.
I forget, like, when I've burped. I've had guests here, and I've burped, forgetting that, like, you can hear it because the headphones.
Hell, thanks. I've been burping my whole life.
I'm talking about death, dude.
Oh yeah.
So you experienced. How old were you? Would you say when you first? Like, so your grandparents passed.
Yeah.
And you're like, damn, this person I love that lived with me is gone.
Yeah.
How old were you when you had that thought?
I mean, I think I was like 3 or 4. Like.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That is significantly younger. I was thinking like 8, bro, or like 10.
Well, I mean, 8 was like round 2. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But like there was.
Yeah, those are high numbers.
Like really thinking about it, because I just
pre-teen.
It's like a perfect storm of like being inquisitive, but then also having that. So you think about. You're gonna be inquisitive about whatever you're experiencing.
Yeah, that's true. And so, what kind of answer, like, when you could first? So you're having these thoughts before you can even really have full sentences.
Oh yeah.
And so whoever's raising you is like, "Here's our little loved one,
Chris,"
yeah. And then you're like, "Where do we go when we die?" And they're like, "That's your first sentence, bro."
Yeah. Well, you're just like, yeah, that would scare the shit out of somebody. Especially if like the kid kind of looked like I do now. Like you're just like, "Where do we go when we die?" And it's like, "Oh shit, dude." Yo, the devil, kill him! Like you're like, your kid's haunted, dude. Get rid of him. Holy shit, yeah.
Your kid's haunted.
Yo,
send him to Salem.
Holy shit. Yeah, you're like some weird descendant of some witch or some bullshit.
Oh man,
dude, there are actually official court documents from like the Salem Witch Trial era of like a woman who like slit her throat with a pair of scissors, and then like the Reverend Hale is like, he says that no one could do such a wound upon themselves without being aided by the devil. It's like an official court document. Can you imagine like a modern day court trial and they're like, the devil made them do it and they killed themselves? And it's like,
I mean, they send them to definition of insanity now, right? If they were to claim something like that.
Yeah, but they fake suicides now. That's a cooler way to fake it back then, right?
Yeah, say the devil was part.
Yeah, you kill a guy and then you say, "Oh, I don't know, the devil made them cut their own throat," and you're like, I don't really have forensics or anything to really question what you're saying here. I'm gonna go with you're a nice looking white guy with money. I think we'll just we'll take your word for it. The devil did it. All right. That's a cool way to go about things. I think they still do it. It's just it looks different.
Yeah.
Oh, he was addicted to drugs. It was a suicide. Oh, okay. Conspiracy.
The conspiracies continue.
Yeah. Deceit.
So how did you felt you were, like you said, about 3 years old, you were having these thoughts.
Oh, yeah.
And then, like...
It's not, like, crazy, but it's
just like this awareness. I'm like, oh, shit.
But when you're thinking about that and then your mom tries to tell you, like, oh, Santa Claus, and you're like, yo, you don't trust anybody. You're like, why are people talking to me like this? Like, I'm not going to believe in Santa Claus right now. You're right. Yeah.
So you already weren't believing. You already knew the jig was up before it even started.
If a kid's thinking about, like, death and, like, existential, like, stuff like that, and then you're, like, trying to, like, hit him with Santa Claus, and I'm like, what are you even... Santa Claus? You're an adult. You distrust all authority immediately.
Yeah.
And it sucks that I had that thought, and then I saw fucking Bill Burr do something on, like, a talk show that kind of hits it home, what I'm saying. It sucks.
Why?
Mine is grounded in death metal, but his was kind of more polished and made more sense.
His view on death, or what do you? I don't even know what you're talking about.
He was talking about Santa Claus and, like, makes your kids, like, not trust you.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think that's how I retained it.
Yeah, I mean it's got to be common across like all households at some point. Like you just I don't know. I feel like when I found out, I didn't feel that my parents were lying to me. I didn't feel like I didn't trust them. I felt just like it was kind of a societal thing.
But it is kind of like a good test on a kid.
What's that? To see.
Because at a certain point, you got to be like, we got to have a word with them. This is...
I feel like a lot of kids feel like, I think I figured it out without my parents. Like, if your parents had to sit you down and go, okay, Timmy, Santa Claus is not real. It's been us. Like,
you have to have a word with him.
8th grade. Like,
yeah, if you have to have a word with him. That's a telling us something. When you don't have, like, the ability to analyze things in a microscope, that's one way you would test out, like, what's wrong with somebody. Yeah. Like, how long till he figures out?
It's supposed to just be like you turn the radio down in the car and you're like, you know, Santa's us, right?
Yeah.
You go, yeah. Okay. All right. We're back to the. You're like, good. Okay. My kid's fucking normal. Good.
You all of them. You're like, you know, there's like really lizard people on the dark side of the moon. Like, and it's like just between you and a handful of guys that really know the truth. And it's the craziest thing you've ever heard.
You're like, look, Santa's bullshit, but the Earth is on a layer of the dimension, and then above us, there's another one that's controlled by a group of people that are shapeshifting.
Yeah, there really are people walking around living in the 4th dimension, stuck in the 3-dimensional world, and they're like, they're crazy, and they're just, every once in a while, they make sense.
They're the ones pulling the strings, all right?
Yeah.
But me and your mother are putting presents under the Christmas tree.
Yeah. Their brain is like, you ever try to play like a game on a computer that doesn't have like the powerful enough settings to play it properly?
It's like glitchy.
It's glitchy and the graphics don't come in all right, and there's like weird errors you wouldn't expect because you're trying to play it on like a fucking toaster. And then,
so you're saying that's the kid's brain?
That's that dude's brain. He's just like, glitching, where it's like the software is just too far outside of his...
Yeah, I feel like that happens. Sometimes I'll like talk to students about like crazy shit. Like I'll be like, "What do you know about aliens?" They're like, "Nothing." What are you talking? And I'm like, "All right, well, we guess we're in the car for 2 hours, so I'm gonna tell you everything."
You know, it'd be really cool for you to like as an improv exercise to just come up with a new character every time you were doing that. So you're just like, you're just going to tell the guy about like conspiracies, like that shit. You're going to be like, oh, you ever heard about, and you're just going to, you make up a character. every single time, dude. That would be funny.
Yeah. That would be interesting. It would freak the kids out.
Yeah, you just make up some, like, West Virginia coal mine story that doesn't make any sense. Like, black lung, and you just make all these, like, you just lie to somebody for, like, an hour and a half. Just bullshit.
You know, it's funny. I was thinking of that, like, of doing videos kind of like that. Like, just me in the car doing driving education and, like, doing, like, a southern guy or something, so. Or, like, different characters. Like, I got a pineapple costume I love to throw on, so.
You tell people horrific stories, so my guy, like, you got his arm blew off, and like then you just tell him a story about how your friend was at the top of a bell tower, lost his arm in war, and he just like you tried to save him, but then he blew his head off and he fell down the clock tower and got impaled on like one of the arms of the clock, and he's like, ah! And you just tell like one of your students this horrific story. He's like, oh shit.
I would be fired.
Yeah, but that would be the craziest.
Yeah, sometimes I do forget.
Well, I've told it's
some crazy shit before.
You're saying crazy shit to prepare people for driving in the apocalypse because it's coming.
Yeah. Yeah, bring it all back.
See, if you could connect everything to the apocalypse, to
be more incentive for them to drive.
If you're religious, the worst case scenario is a portal opens to hell and demons flood the earth from like the diabolical abysses of Hades or something. Like,
yeah, and drag you down.
That's worst case scenario.
Worst case scenario.
Yeah, it's fucking way better.
And then, like, how bad is it down there? That's always like the real question. Like, how?
I like it better than an asteroid. It's a better story.
Yeah. It's all about the story, man.
Yeah.
I like to, when I see veterans, especially like older veterans, I say, thank you for your service.
Yeah, I had enormous respect for that.
I like to hear their stories.
Yeah, they're crazy.
They're crazy. So when I was down in Florida, I was in a Publix in Fort Lauderdale. And I saw this old-timer veteran dude, and he had on a Vietnam hat. And I just went to him and said, hey, just serves, and thank you for your service. I said, were you in Vietnam? He was like, oh, yeah. I was like, oh, cool. I was like, I lived out there, and I've traveled there many times throughout the whole country. I've been to a lot of war history museums, and I was like, it's really amazing. I was like, what you guys did out there is, really intense. And I was like, how was it for you? And he was like, he's like, have you heard of the Tet Offensive? And I was like, yeah, oh yeah, of course. And he was like, I was there. And he's like, we were, overrun by the Viet Cong. And he's like, we were in a foxhole with a machine gun. He's like, and we were firing so much. He's like, that we were standing on brass. He's like, there was just shells beneath our feet, layers of shells. He's like, we couldn't even see the floor of the foxhole. He said there was so many people running, like military mixed in with civilians.
Yeah.
That they were just firing at everybody. And he said that he wasn't firing. He was like next to this box or in it. These other guys were firing at everybody essentially. And he said they were like mowing down civilians as well as like these people that were running in groups.
Dude.
And he said he saw a woman running with her baby, and the bullets went through her back and then killed the baby in her arms.
Fuck, dude.
And then the next morning,
the horror, the abject fucking horror. But I like the stories. I literally want to hear it. Like, I would listen to that shit all day.
We were standing in the grocery store, dude. He's telling me this in Publix.
Yes,
and his wife was with him.
That's even better, dude. I want to if you're like a Vietnam vet, you see me in the grocery store, you're walking, I'm like, dude, this fucking just right in front of the soap. I'm like looking at soap. He's like,
yeah, that was
I'd be like, hell yeah. Dude, and people be like, "Oh, that guy's weird." And it's like, no, it's fucking hilarious. He walked over to me in front of the soap. I'm like looking at Old Spice. I'm like, yeah, fucking, I want to smell like a man. And this man walks over to me. I want to smell like a man. And this real man walks over to me, and he's like, "Dude, I was mowing down everybody. Yeah, I was at the forefront of the most crazy thing that could happen in reality. Like, that's it. That's like at the front line of." Yeah, like life and death of like where like an empire is attacking something. Like, it's just, there's nothing crazier happening in the world than that.
That is true.
unless there's like an elder god under the pyramids.
That Cthulhu,
right?
the Cthulhu
like,
gods
what if
come.
there's something even crazier
it's
than war?
The might of war.
A supernatural being
insane.
comes and like nobody can stop it. So we have to build an AI like God to fight it.
Maybe that's where we're going.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we can get the AI on our side. So this dude, like, he just, he was telling me the story, God. And then he started to cry.
Yeah.
And I put my hand on his shoulder, and I was just like, dude, I'm sorry, I got to go through that. And then like I started to cry.
Yeah.
So the two of us are like, I got my hand on his shoulder, and I think we were like, I was probably shaking his hand or something, I don't know. And we're like this, and then his wife had like walked away when he started talking.
Yeah.
And then she had like come back and saw us like that, and she was like, oh. And then
again.
she like walked, just like, like this again.
He's just like.
I was like thinking about how many times she's heard that story where she's like, fucking bullshit, this lady's back in. All right, the kid's getting blown up. All right, I'll be back in 10 minutes.
And then he like goes home and practices it in the mirror. And he's like, and then they got the fucking like he's practicing this story. Like he's getting really good at talking about what happened to him in Vietnam, where he's maybe like embellishing a little. Like he's like, and then I was Rambo, and like he's just being a little crazy with it. And you're like, hell yeah, dude, this is great, dude. Like they would I had a friend who her brother was in like Iraq, I think, and she told me that like people would joke around and like throw like a pine cone or a rock like in the tank like it was a grenade, and then people would like go out and like just a rock or something. Like that's a crazy joke to play on your buddy, dude.
It is. Yeah, I heard similar stories from my friends. When one of my friends came back from Iraq, he like said to all of us like in a group, he was like, hey, he's like straight up, he's like, don't fucking throw anything at me. He's like, don't toss me a beer, don't throw me my keys. He's like, don't toss me a baseball. He's like, don't throw anything at me.
Yeah.
And we're all like, all right, okay.
I respect it, but oh man.
Yeah, I want to throw something so bad, dude.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it was like 8-year-olds throwing the grenades, so
yeah,
they get the 50 cal.
Oh man, that is wild.
It is, yeah, and it's a tale as old as time too, unfortunately. And
people
that's how like
sign up to do it. People get forced to do it. War is, dude. You see the new Bill Burr special, man?
I haven't watched it yet.
He just took the idea and hit it in like a sentence, dude. He's like, why is there still war?
Yeah. It's unfortunate, but it's the money and it's the...
He did make that joke post-mushrooms, but I'm just going to say...
Yeah, unfortunately, the Vikings, they took mushrooms and they had a complete opposite thought.
Yeah, which I don't understand at all, dude.
They were like, how do we rip people apart on shrooms?
Yeah, yeah.
I just want to look at the sand.
Because when you... like when I'm on mushrooms, like I have no resistance. Like I'm very, you could push me over. I have like I can handle wind. That's about it. But anything physical, like 3-dimensional, hitting me, I literally on mushrooms. There's nothing. I have no give. Like I can't imagine going and like hitting someone with a battle axe.
Yeah, you like this is gross.
Yeah, how crazy would they be without mushrooms?
Maybe they weren't. Maybe that was part of the whole
I always thought they like, you know, that like DMT pineal gland thing where they say like when you die your DMT is released from your brain, it makes you have like a trip or something. What if they were like ancient blood rituals where like they were drinking the DMT out of like sacrificial victims and doing blood magic, and they would just like suck the
OG adrenochrome, dude.
Yeah, they would just like suck the DMT out of your pineal gland. Like some Mayan dude, like he would be on the top of the fucking thing and he's like, ah! Columbus like shows up to the New World and he just sees them drinking a guy's neck, and he's just all he's heard was 2,000 years of like witchcraft conspiracies, and like that's all they told him about the world. And then he stumbles upon a guy at the top of a fucking stone pyramid sucking the DMT out of the back of a guy's neck and then throwing his corpse down the stairs as blood careens down this like blood altar, and
80,000 people cheer below.
Yeah, and then he's like, we gotta kill all these people, and you're like, Or you could just be like, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, dude. He turns and goes back to England. He's like, okay, guys, look. We got Parliament and we got kings and stuff, but what they're doing over in Central America right now.
Yeah, and that might not even be the true narrative. That's just what they said they saw, right? That'd be crazy. Like there's just that apocalyptic
What do you
music.
think it would taste like?
The
DMT out of someone's brain.
I have no idea.
Pineal gland DMT.
Well, I mean, you'd get that
metallic-y,
you get that like iron blood taste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably be a lot like an energy drink. I feel like they have something like that in there. There's a little like chemically kind of like mystery to
maybe
those.
the ritual is that the sacrifice they put like a lot of drugs into, like ayahuasca, and then they kill him and they suck the DMT out of him while he's in the ayahuasca trip. And then that is the blood ritual.
Somebody's writing this. Some Saudi prince is writing this down.
Where they talk, thinking of things in terms of like satanic blood rituals. Like how could we make it like that? Is probably one of my favorite things to do in my free. Like that's how I think. Like I just like
that's a very Salem way of thinking. Satanic blood rituals and apocalyptic.
Because it's just as silly to me as like eating the bread and the wine, and it's the same shit to me.
Yeah. I mean, that is a. I mean, it's not satanic, but it's a blood ritual.
Yeah, and it's in the same category.
Depends on.
It's just
what's driving your.
It's a funner way to look
intuition.
at the world, I think, than just the cold Richard Dawkins. Like we were, you know how he does, dude. Me and Melly went to see Richard Dawkins talk. And then somebody asked him about like the gay gene, like what makes somebody gay, and he goes, "I imagine a time
choice."
He's like, no, he's like, I imagine a time before baby formula where everyone was, and I'm like, this guy is saying if you never sucked your mom's tits, you're gay. Like I was just like, it sounded to me like he was saying that, and I was like,
Did you follow up? You're like, hello, I have a follow up. Are you saying dude, Richard Dawkins? Are you saying
the look on my face? They would never call me to ask a question. They would be like, "Nope, not that guy." And nope, actually, get him out of here. I don't like what.
I'm not. I mean, is he like a? What is his title?
He's an evolutionary biologist.
Okay.
And like probably one of my favorite albums of all time is based off one of his books.
Who's the death metal band in?
Not death metal.
No.
Nightwish.
Oh, life metal.
Nah, that probably makes more sense than death metal. They're good.
You said Nightwish?
Yeah. Endless Forms Most Beautiful. It's like about evolution and stuff.
How do you feel about evolution?
I feel that I've been to enough heavy metal concerts to know that the relationship between humans and apes is pretty irrefutable as far as seeing Neanderthal-looking people just running around grunting. You're like, yeah, we're kind of like apes.
Do you think that we evolved from them, or do you think we've been genetically modified with them?
You take a different evolutionary path, and somebody fucking wins the lottery.
And we just came out on top?
Yeah.
Yeah, they said there was like other species before us, like smaller. Like smaller humans that were like
smaller
dumber,
ones,
bigger
ones, like all sorts of shit.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah, it would have been a fun time to live.
As the top species, though.
Yeah,
like,
but you would be living in Lord of the Rings. There would just be like orcs and like fucking elves and hobbits and.
Yeah, we just unfortunately had to exterminate all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To literally Highlander your way through evolution.
If things like if there was I guess sub is a subhuman species of human that existed today, we would not be great to them.
Yeah. Yeah,
we'd want to, but they would be, and we'd end up.
Yeah, I don't even. You can't even like call it sub. You just have to say like they're. Just like a different.
Yeah, sub's the wrong word. Other. We'd end up calling them something like that.
Yeah, we would. Well, and they'd probably have one for us too. They'd be like those fucking. Like, what is it? A hobbit who like just fucking hates like humans. who's just like a racist hobbit. He's like, these fucking humans, they're so fucking tall. What do they think they like? Yeah. I'm living over here. You stepped on my house.
Now,
what do you?
Human is definitely the wrong word because what you're saying is hobbits are not humans.
like an Italian hobbit who's like, you're stepping on my house. Like he's just really angry all the time, complaining. That's funny to me that like that could have been a thing.
Have you traveled across the United States?
No. Been to a couple states, like Chicago. Me and my buddy used to go to like metal festivals every once in a while. It would be pretty cool. Yeah, Montreal, dude.
Oh, you been up to Canada?
Yeah, once.
Sweet.
It was Montreal, dude. Dude, Montreal's pretty sick.
I like Canada.
I just like that, the world's starting to market shit towards people like me, where like, they're thinking about the apocalypse and underground death clubs and shit.
Underground death clubs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Salem's the spot for all the underground death and blood. Like you'd think, like, I don't know.
It's Mecca for goths, dude. They flick their beans like facing Salem.
I get it. Like, I don't know. I've talked about it before, but I mean, when I lived in Venice and out in LA, I was like, I felt so like at home, and like everybody just like looked like me, acted like me, and thought like me everywhere I went. Like I was like, oh, I know that guy. I don't even know this guy, but I know that guy. So like people out here, like this person's covered in death, blood T-shirts, and has long hair and beard. And
yeah, there's like a similarity to that where I imagine it's similar to like two black guys meeting up in like a very white neighborhood together, and they just they have a little bit of more of an understanding of each other without knowing each other than they do to everybody else around them.
Yep.
Yeah. It's almost being a minority is almost kind of cool. You know what I mean? In a way. There's just shit you would understand that a vast majority of people probably don't about the world.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
Because just from the perspective.
In Japan, I mean, yeah, it's interesting. It's both. It's like good and bad. It's interesting in some places, and some places we wouldn't even like make it past the door. They'd be like, "No, you're not coming in here."
Nice.
But I always thought it was funny. But
yeah,
it also like wasn't my life. We have a lot of systemic problems in America that aren't funny. But me being not allowed in a bar or like, it was pretty much just bars, some nightclubs.
That's fine.
Yeah, the beach. There's some beaches, some trains. Maybe the trains. They wouldn't let me in places mostly because of my tattoos more than anything.
Oh yeah, they just don't like the tattoos.
Yeah, they associate with crime.
Oh, that's fair.
Organized crime. So like the bath, like the hot springs, and then like water parks. And then I had to cover them up in like clubs and stuff.
What if they were cool with that, but like you went somewhere and they just didn't trust people with like psoriasis or something? So like they're like, "Yo, get that
skin rash."
Yeah, like if they saw you with like a little bit of a psoriasis, they'd be like, "Get that motherfucker out of here!" Like they didn't trust people like that. That was just a superstition they had. Like one really bad guy who had psoriasis was there like 1,000 years ago, and they're like, now every time they see psoriasis, they're like, "Nah, get him out."
That would that'd be different.
Yeah, like one guy with one mustache did a really bad thing.
Now there's no mustaches allowed.
Yeah, it's the same shape of what I was talking about, I think.
I like it.
Yeah, I was like, I invented a new shape. No, you didn't, Chris.
You could. This is America, dude. If you want to invent a new shape, you just grab a fucking pen and start
to add a dimension.
Making a dimension to the shape.
Yeah. Yeah. That shit took me down a wormhole. When I said it, I was like, when you get really high and you just go like,
interdimensional.
Yeah, yeah.
You get too stoned, you just go interdimensional.
You question reality, dude. Oh man, that was like one of the fun things about Florida is that culture.
With the reality just being snapped in different ways every day.
Florida has a drug culture that is ahead of its time, I think. I mean, really.
People are partying.
People were doing opiates there before. They were just, those guys opened those pain clinics, those twins. And they started flooding like the entire southeast with opiates.
Yeah,
through their pain clinics. Pretty wild stuff.
wild stuff. Cocaine coming in from Colombia right to Miami.
And that's when I was living there, and it was just like teachers were fucked up. Like everybody was just.
Whoa! You had teachers that were taking opioids.
There were teachers there were kids doing it. I had a friend who had like a mom with like terminal brain cancer, and she had like an endless script on painkillers, and like kids in school would be all fucked up on like painkillers and shit. Like
whoa.
Yeah.
Did kids ever like drool and like fall over in class or anything like that?
Yeah, there was like a couple things where like a kid would like be like laying on the floor or something. Nothing crazy. It wasn't that crazy. I'm pretty sure it's common in like every high school. Everywhere.
I don't know. That's a little.
It was just dialed up a little bit more because
Florida was like it's tapped into the source.
Yeah.
The biggest. I remember a kid passed out and had to get an ambulance called because he was spraying caffeine into his mouth. It was like just one of those like over the counter like gas station like spritzers of caffeine.
Oh, dude,
it was like I don't know, like 10 milligrams of spray or something, and then dumb high school kids were like do the whole thing.
Dude, there were kids that would like crush up stuff like Percocet and snort it off the desk with like a.
Yeah, so
like
Florida is a little different.
Yeah, like he was spraying caffeine. Oh my god! He's got like celery and carrots with his lunch with like dippable ranch, and the mom like cut the crust off his sandwich, and he's spraying caffeine, and they're like, "Oh no, Timmy!" Jesus Christ, dude, that is unbelievable. What is a guy? Oh, man. Yeah. The real world would shatter a person like that. Just absolutely destroy you. If that was your life and then you turned like 19 and then you just saw like somebody's head get popped like a grape.
Yeah, you would feel less comfortable with reality.
Yeah, you'd be a tough person to be around. You'd be very uncomfortable all the time.
You knock yourself. I feel like you're thinking too deep about knocking yourself out with caffeine, dude. It's just.
You're just like, oh no! Like it's like it's the craziest thing in the world a child could be doing. Sprayable caffeine.
I think the craziest thing that a child could be doing is being a soldier.
Yeah. Dude. Yeah, that is pretty wild. It's just like. I know you just got here, but hold this. Like, there's some guys coming over the hill. Like, you're just birthing people into war, like, fresh out of the pussy, just like...
Mad Max style.
Oh, my God, that would be nuts.
Yeah. When I was in Thailand, my friend got a business card from this guy. I've been on the hunt for it. It's somewhere he has the actual one over there, and I have a picture of it, but it's... Yeah. This guy was, like, a mercenary / like... arms dealer trainer, and his photo on his business card was him with child soldiers, and he just has like a big machine gun, and then there's like 6 kids next to him, and they all have guns. You're like, bro, what is this? Like, why are you hitting this up? He's like, oh, mercenary / arms dealer trainer. He's like, if you ever want to contact or do anything, like, here's my info.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's so funny to me.
There are so many like crazy veterans out, like Thailand, and like especially like Bangkok is like such a big international tourist city, and like since it's known for being like a wild place, it brings crazy ass people, and then being interested in like veterans and military stuff, I can find those guys and talk to them, and so you end up hearing these insane stories from international
people
military.
Just living a crazy life. They're just
and then they come there for their R&R.
You'd want to read about it, but if you knew somebody was doing it, you'd be like,
yeah.
And I'm not like that. I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah, I saw a dude over there that had, he had severed hands tattooed choking his neck. And he was like 6'7". And I remember just being like, that guy's definitely just murdered people.
Damn, dude, what could that symbolize? You know that it has meaning. Like, he's like, I got this after I fucking, like, that motherfucker tried to choke me, I cut his fucking hands off. Like, he just, that's just... like, there's a story there where you're just like, I want to hear that.
But from over here.
Or not, dude. Let me get real close to the, just, I can't believe, what? You fucking... and I'll kill again too, I swear. You're like alone in a room with him like this, interviewing him on a podcast, and you're just like, oh no, why did I agree to do this? I put myself in a cage with a tiger. Like,
I stayed in a hostel out in Venice before I moved out there, and on the beach in LA. Mm-hmm. And like, you know, hostels, like, there's a TV room, or like kitchen area where all people are just kind of hanging out. And so I walk into this common area, and there was a group of like, say like jocks, like slash like bros, you know, they're in like tank tops and they got like the coiffed hair and the boat shoes and stuff. And then like over in the corner, there was this dude that just like was all like ragged looking, had a big hoodie on, and then the guy next to him had a gun tattooed on his face, like all of his whole cheek, like up. It was like this, like on the side from his like under his ear all the way up to his eyebrow. And they just had a bottle of Jack Daniels on the table and like shot glasses, and I was like, I'm gonna go sit with those guys. Yeah. And I was just like, freaking nice tat, dude. And then we just started talking.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
And then you meet him, and he's like really cool. He's like a culinary arts chef. Like he makes like little like wafty cakes with flowers on top of them. Like he's just like, and you're like, that's what you do. I saw you at a biker bar. You were doing coke off the bar, and that's what you do for a job. You do. Yeah, I do weddings. You know,
decorative cakes.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you know, this just helps with traffic.
And you just do that in your free time. You're a cocaine motorcycler.
Motorcycler. He told me that he was in Folsom Prison, actually.
Where's that?
Folsom Prison's in California. It's like a famous federal prison. Oh. Johnny Cash did a concert there. I don't know if he was ever in there, but I know he did a concert there.
That's sick as fuck.
Yeah, Folsom Prison Blues.
Don't they do? They do concerts on Alcatraz now, don't they?
Probably. I'm sure they've commercialized the shit out of it.
That's sick as fuck, dude.
So sometimes, or like when, you know, people that have been to prison, it's just kind of the same as like military. You kind of want to get this, you know, you want to hear the story, you want to hear the juicy whatever. Yeah. So I'm like, he's like, oh, you know, did time at Folsom 7 years, blah, blah. I'm like, wow, it was a long time, man. I'm like, what, you know, so what'd you do that got you in there? He was like, took back something that was mine. I was like, all right. I guess I don't get to hear any more of this story. I was like, I'm going to leave it at that, but I was like, I wish I could.
What's the worst way I could interpret that?
Yeah.
He's talking about killing his ex-girlfriend's new boyfriend.
Yeah,
he was taking back something that was his. That'd probably be like the worst thing he could be talking about. Where he tried to soften
like you said,
it.
was like 7 years or so. Maybe it was an assault, like an assault with a deadly weapon or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
But
or they were just like playing tug of war with like something.
He was subsequently from doing shots of Jack Daniels, got really drunk. And then, you know, I don't drink, so I wasn't drinking. But him and this other dude, they were just like going shot for shot and like telling stories and they were talking and whatnot. And then he got a phone call and he got like crazy mad and he was like swearing and yelling on the phone and his face was getting all red. And I was like, I just got up and walked away. I was like, I'm never getting near this guy again. I was like, that was close I want to get to Gunface, but
oh man,
it was good enough.
Yeah, that was dude, crazy people. That was. I think there's a degree of crazy you see in Florida that you just don't see everywhere else.
It's true. Yeah, I had a good time down there.
Yeah. I mean, where else would Epstein be centered but Florida? Same block as Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, conveniently enough.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, what are you talking about?
Nothing to see here, guys.
Nothing to see here.
It's pretty funny, dude.
It's like, hey, what are you doing with all these children? Just trafficking them. What do you? Oh, all right.
You just tell them the truth. They're like, well, they were honest. So there's like,
that's all we ask from our citizens.
There's a degree of honesty where you're like, yeah, but you're still like doing something horrific. Yeah, but I didn't lie. Like that level of, if you could, that's like a Jedi mind trick. If you could get away with something horrific, you'd be like, yeah, but I was honest about it. So I asked nicely. In Braveheart,
right? Yeah, his uncle's drinking porridge or something.
His uncle's eating the soup, and it's right after William Wallace's dad dies. And he's like, tomorrow morning we're gonna ride out. We're gonna go to like Rome or whatever. And he's like, I don't want to go. And the uncle doesn't even look up from his soup. He's like, good. He goes, you didn't want your dad to die too, did you? But it happened. And just I don't know, dude. That's like,
it's wisdom.
It's wisdom, but it's also the type of like humor that's the kind of thing that makes me laugh more than anything in the world. When you just literally just go like, yeah, but fucking people die, and you're gonna have to get used to that.
Just bluntness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's how a lot of the military operates, so I can see why you like all that shit too.
Yeah.
That's what I like about it too. It's fun. It's just like to the point.
Yeah. A lot of people don't see the fucking humor in it.
That's true.
Yeah, but like I think a lot of metal music, like certain stuff is like kind of founded in like the humor and that type of idea. Like the fucking
It is interesting the message that is being delivered in a lot of metal music.
Yeah.
And cuz from the outside it doesn't seem like there is anything like that.
Yeah.
And then it's so like kind of scary and off-putting to your average person, but then you're like, oh, these people are consuming positive messages
sometimes, or it's just like
in just such a different, or like maybe not even a positive, but like an awareness too, like a message or an awareness about a societal something, or like a unique perspective, but just delivered in like this scary way.
Yeah, you read Shakespeare in school, you listen to like Mozart's Lacrimosa or something, and then like whenever anyone talks music, it's just like an entire genre that gets ignored, like it's never part of the conversation. And I think that's why they call Kanye West a genius, I think, because metal isn't part of the conversation when they're talking about that.
Who's the name you just said?
Kanye West.
Kanye West? Oh, yeah. I thought you said something completely different.
I just don't think he can hold a candle to most metal music as far as like music's concerned. If you're going to call him a genius and nobody I like a genius...
Yeah, that's true. There's definitely geniuses in the metal community because of the quality of that music, the layers and the
so
speed.
It's so hard and like fun and about shit sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, the hardest song in Guitar Hero is a fucking metal song.
It's another one of those bands where like, is this a guitar solo or did you just shake a turkey and you use auto-tune on it?
Yeah, they shook 2 turkeys for that one.
You're like, dude, turkey gobble solo, dude.
Turkey gobble solo.
Yeah, and I was obsessed with it, dude. I was like, this is so cool. Like it was pretentious for me to do that. But it's so over the top, it's like laughable. There's a sense of humor to it. Right.
How many years did you spend in Florida?
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Maybe like 8.
8 years?
Yeah.
So you said like about 6th grade?
6th grade
is when you started?
6th grade till like a little over a year after
you finished high school?
Yeah, and then I came back here.
Came back. So you were here prior to that as well?
Yeah, I lived here till I was like maybe 8. I went to 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, and 6th grade in Amesbury Middle School.
Oh, okay.
And then from there, I went to Florida.
And
so I got up to about a 6th grade reading level, and then I moved to Florida. Maybe 7th grade. Maybe I was a little ahead.
So yeah, that's interesting to like have a higher. Did it feel like when you went down there and started going to school? Did you have like were you further? Did you know more? Can you remember like?
I remember going into school and feeling like they had walked me back to 3rd grade. Mm-hmm. Just the way everybody talked, everybody was like, "Why are you so white?" And it's like, I'm pale. I spent all my time up in New England inside playing video games and drinking Surge.
Which part of Florida were you in? Were you all over?
Lake Worth, dude.
It's like north, south, east, west.
That's the land of heroes, dude. That's where it all began, dude. That's the fucking
the land of heroes.
Yeah, the opiate center of Florida where they just started pumping them from. Just everyone's fucked up.
Is it like central in Florida or like where?
South Florida, so Palm Beach County.
Okay.
I used to like to describe the geography as like Jeffrey Epstein would drive across that bridge in Palm Beach and he would molest my neighbors. So like the cities around Lake Worth, he would molest.
Did you ever see him out there?
No.
No, watch out for Jeff.
I'd have got an autograph or something. I'm kidding. That's fucked. But, how would I have even known?
How does he keep picking these girls up from school?
Dude, tell me your secret. Like, I just met him in high school for some reason, and like he showed me how, like
political influence.
Yeah, he just taught me. He's like,
well, he's like, you want to come over and meet some Musadij?
He was my Qui-Gon Jinn. I was like his Padawan. That's it. It's just like a Sith You'd be Darth Maul, like if you were his like protege.
Yeah.
His
I was just drilling holes through walls and looking
at. He's like really starting you with the basics, like like a Three Stooges skit where he's teaching. He drops it. The wacky like antics. So fucked up. Lighten the mood of probably the most horrific thing. And it's tied in with the CIA. Yeah, and also the elder gods that are going to be birthed from under the pyramid soon is going to be...
Yeah. You think there's one under Epstein's island, too? That one's going to be even more fucked
Dude,
up.
what do you think an elder god's pronoun is? They
don't...
probably.
That is they. Or I am.
Cthulhu?
I am. That's it. They are.
Yeah.
They are.
Eldritch horrors. And then but they immigrate here, like eldritch horrors from like another dimension, and then you're just like working with them. Like
yeah, I mean that's gonna be the oh yeah, it just
like
doesn't
a guy
work
with
out.
a squid head, and he's like
yeah, it turns out he doesn't have all this power. It's just like social and political influence, and then like he just loses his steam, and
just
then
more squid people.
the whole it just doesn't work, and then he's stuck here.
Yeah, it's not like a violent takeover. They just kind of like move in, and everyone just kind of changes.
It's like when you see an old mayor or something. Hey, didn't you used to like run the city? And now they just like
I'm a squid now.
He's like, hey, you broke through our dimension and then tried to take over our planet. What was up with that? I don't want to talk about it.
I fell from grace. I'm working at McDonald's. You know? Like Cthulhu fucking fails at taking over the world, and he's just like working at McDonald's. Yeah. He's stuck there.
You got your fucking tentacles in the fries again.
Yeah. Excuse me, there's ink on my cheeseburger. He can't hold down a job. He's just like a loser. He's getting fired from everything. Cthulhu. Yeah.
Do you think you would live in Florida again? Would you ever go back down there for like during the winters or anything?
No, I hate it, dude.
You hate it?
There's no, I just want nothing to do
I see. Yeah, I get it. I've had an experience like that where
I also feel like if I lived in Florida, I think I'd probably be a little more reckless. I think it's probably healthier for me to be up here around family and like people where I'd like.
Yeah.
I'd be like, nah, they wouldn't be proud of me for doing this. But if I was in Florida, it's like, dude, when in Rome, bro.
Yeah. You're like, oh, you guys are smoking crack out of the soda can?
Yeah.
And chasing.
I mean, you go to the bar, every vice you could imagine is within eyesight. So, like.
Yeah, it is freaking nuts down there.
Yeah.
I lived there for 4 months, and I was hooked. I like crazy shit, and I was like having, I was like missing Thailand.
Sometimes you gotta be like, I can do with some stuff I like that I need to. I like it too.
Yeah, a little bit of Florida, a little bit of Salem. I mean, Salem's got that. It's different energy, but it's that same like. It's just like not.
It's
normal.
a vacation spot.
It's anything that's like a not normal version of society is way more fun to like kind of live in.
Yeah.
So when I was down there, I went during the pandemic, and I had a job at a liquor store, and I transferred liquor stores.
You were working there with Troy, right?
Yeah, Troy and I were working at Total Wine, and then I didn't want to be here in the cold, and so I transferred down there, and I found out from a coworker because her daughter had done this, but you get to keep your pay rate. Okay. So I was getting Massachusetts pay rate in Florida, so it was essentially like double. And the manager, like my first day at work, the manager brought me into the office and he told me that. He's like, hey, look, he's like, I know how this program works. He's like, I know how much you get paid. I'm your manager. He's like, you are making more than everybody in the store. He was like, you can't tell anybody or there's going to be fucking mutiny. Yeah. I was like, no problem. I can keep my mouth shut. I don't give a shit. Yeah. But what I didn't think about was, that waste of resources essentially. So they just like cut my hours. Yeah. And so I was like, fuck, like I need these hours to live and to work. So I started looking for another job. Yeah. And I went on Craigslist and I was just bouncing around like trying to find something simple. And this thing was advertised as a delivery job. And it was Monday through Friday, 10 hours a day, $700 a week.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's it's really affordable down in South Florida, whatever. This sounds like something I could do. I don't give a fuck. I'll go drive a van around. So I show up to the place, and it was in Sunrise, Florida, and I didn't know anything about any of the towns. So one of my roommates in this house I was staying in, I told him that I got a job in Sunrise. He was like, what the fuck are you doing in Sunrise? And I was like, I don't know. He was like, don't go to that town, dude. Like, I didn't know it was a, shady town, I guess, or whatever.
You don't realize, like, there's, like, geographic places you could just walk into physically that would be so much more dangerous than just, like, a weird mouthy guy in your office. Like...
What do you mean?
Like, the kind of things that make people very uncomfortable, you could be very uncomfortable. Like,
oh, yeah, down there for sure. There is all kinds of crazy shit going on everywhere. Because there's just it's such a compact group of different people in this, like, hot region.
Yeah.
So.
And people grow up in that. And then you're like, why aren't you adjusting? And it's like, dude.
You see what I was raised in?
Yeah.
I went into this place, and it was a warehouse. And have you seen The Wolf of Wall Street?
Yeah.
So the first thing that was very strange is there was probably like 20 guys in there, and there was a guy on stage, and he had a little like handheld why can't I think of this right now? Like an amp. He had a little handheld amp and a microphone. And he was doing the Wolf of Wall Street thing, and behind him was a board with people's names and then like numbers of sales and then money that they had earned from that week. And there was real numbers. There was like 700, 1,000, 1,200.
Yeah.
And he was like, are we going to make some fucking sales? Are you guys ready to go out there? Are you guys ready? And everyone's like, yeah. And I'm like, that's weird. Like, I thought this was a delivery job. Where did I walk into? And
Not a whole lot of Braveheart speeches being done and stuff anymore.
Yeah, it's too bad. That would have really got the troops going. And so he starts telling me about this, like, but a sales job. And he's like, oh, we get these speakers, and we sell them on the street from these vans, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm, like, thinking just how weird it is, the whole setup. I'm like, so you sell these on the street? And he's like, yeah, we just go around, we ask people if they're interested. And he was like, you just follow this sales pitch, and then he's like, you get commission off of the sales.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, all right.
These are hot items.
Well, they weren't stolen, but they were cheap. So they were made to seem like they were
More
a high quality.
than they were.
Yeah. So I guess it was really popular in the 80s. It was called like the white van speaker scam.
Yeah.
Because that's literally what it was. So what we would do is go up to people on the street and we go, hey, excuse me, sir, I got a crazy question. And they'd be like, what? And then you open the van door and you're like, I got these speakers. We have a client that just canceled their order, and they're like, we have to return them, but they're already paid for. Like, so if you want to give us, like $500, we can give you this whole sound system. And like, if you look online, we'd scan like this barcode.
I know the shape of this scam, like just the pattern of it, the beats of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm already that would never work on me. I'd be like, no.
Well, that was my very first thought.
They all kind of have the same rhythm.
That was my very first thought, that it was complete and obvious bullshit.
Yeah.
And I was like, who the hell are we going to get to do this?
Yeah.
And it turns out, really stupid people and criminals.
Yeah.
So the types of people that we were interacting with
were always criminals.
Were criminals or like really like dumb people who you felt like bad tricking. Like I personally was like, dang, I feel bad talking to this person. Like, kind of like,
dumb. Like they think it's a good deal.
Yeah, exactly. The first woman that I interacted with.
It's the classic like roguery scheme on the streets of like a big city where you just tell somebody there's like an expensive ring and it's like, this is worth $300, but you give me $100, you can have it. The guy thinks he can get a profit, and then you rip them off. It's worthless. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was packaged in a way that it worked on some people, or like the criminal guys always thought it was something like hot. They thought it was stolen. They're like, oh, these dudes stole this, and we're gonna get a deal or whatever. But it was cheap shit. So like I asked them, I asked the guys, like, hey, do you guys own these? Do you guys buy these? Do you have them in your house? Like, how do you know that it sounds good, that it works? And they're like, oh no, fuck that. We just sell them. We just sell this shit.
Yeah, I don't even see if they work or not.
Yeah, and so that's how I kind of like. It took me a while to figure out that it was a scam. The whole first day, I didn't realize that it was a scam. Like, I felt stupid as fuck after, but it was so confusing. And then also, like, the allure of the money is real, because I saw the numbers on the board, and then the guys are like talking about how much they had made throughout the week. And so the first guy that I go out with, he's kind of just giving me a rundown of what to do, what to ask people, and all this shit.
Yeah.
And then I'm so confused by this, and I'm like, do you ever get robbed? Like, does anybody ever come looking for you? I'm like, this seems so fucking crazy. And I'm like, do you keep like a gun on you or like mace or anything? He's like, no, I don't. And he's like, oh, and by the way, he's like, do you have any drugs or weapons on you? I was like, no, I don't. He's like, oh, good, because I'm on parole. And I'm like, well, what for? Like, we're in the car together, so I'm like, fuck. And he told me, he's like, oh, I robbed banks.
Oh shit.
And I don't know about you, but I fucking love bank robber shit.
Yeah, that's hilarious. It's great, dude.
Yeah.
Robin Hood, that type of behavior. Yeah.
It's like
I'm you can typecast me as somebody who's more into like the trade caravan going by in the woods, and you shoot the arrows and you take all the treasure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
I have a time period of the behavior I prefer.
Yeah, this guy was unfortunately a little bit more drug induced.
Yeah.
But
those guys did drugs too.
He was just telling me about how they did it. He had a partner, and they would slip him a note. He'd have somebody waiting in the car. He would go inside and slip him a note. It said, "I have a gun. Give me all the money." They give him the money. He drive out. Well, one bank teller snatched the note, and then they fingerprinted him, and that's how they figured out who it was. And then they did a sting operation, and he actually ran from the police, and they crashed their car in the fucking Alligator Alley, the strip that goes out to Tampa from Western. And he was telling me like about the dogs and like getting yanked out the window and everything, and I'm just like eating every moment. I was like, yeah, tell me more.
So insane.
Like, it was. Yeah, he said he robbed 13 banks.
Holy crap! Could you imagine if Walmart had that type of origin story, like where Walmart started in like the parking lot of a 7-Eleven selling cheap fake speakers and like hiring white guys to do it, like hiring white guys to like sell your speakers, man. And like just if Walmart had that origin story, no matter how bad the working conditions were, you would kind of be like, this is street cred, instead of just like a bunch of white guys in suits, like, oh, and then we conglomerated and no, they're like, nah, we started in the parking lot, we were selling speakers, now we're the biggest department store in the world. It's just way cooler.
Yeah, that's so much more of an American like
what a great story.
American story, an American dream story.
Yeah,
versus just a bunch of shiesty ex-cons.
First story with the first fucking company, like corporation, with that backstory, and then they're like providing you what Walmart or Amazon does. Goodbye, Amazon, dude.
That's probably a lot of businesses that go legit. Think of like dispensaries or even like liquor stores back in the day.
Well, you know how like the guys who were racing, like selling bathtub gin and shit, started NASCAR. Mm-hmm. Like you evolve into something that's acceptable, but you started horrific. Like you just, it's cool to have that type of origin story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They have a sense of humor. If you're living that type of life, you're like,
yeah,
you know what a real thing to be mad at is.
Yeah, they were quite a wild bunch for sure. And so that's kind of like this is how I figured it out. So like after the first day, so the first person that we interacted with was a big black dude.
Of course.
And since this dude that I was with, the bank robber guy, he was like, you said white trash. It's funny you said that because that's what he was like.
That's who I pictured you would get to sell it. That's
so he was like, and he was like a scrawny, druggy white trash white dude.
Yeah.
And since he had been in prison, he had that prison talk. Yeah. And so we pull up to this dude in a gas station, and he goes, "Hey, big dog, let me holler at you for a minute." And I'm in the passenger seat, and I'm just like, what the fuck? I like sink in the seat. I'm like,
somebody did that to me once. I was riding a bicycle through the certain neighborhood, and the guy's like, "Yo, let me holler at you. Come here. Yo, let me." And he was just like it felt like antagonistic. Mm-hmm. Like I can't imagine.
He wanted something to give you something nice.
It didn't seem just body language. It just seemed like a little aggressive. He hit the question mark too fast. It was the beats of the question mark.
So this guy hit the beats just right because this dude went like, he went like, "What's up?" And he was good. So he was telling me how he did his thing. He's like, I slide the door. So he's like, let me ask. He's like, I got a crazy question for you. He's like, he goes, you ask crazy question because it's disarming. He's like, it makes people curious.
Yeah.
So he's like, I got a crazy question for you. And the guy's like, what? And he slides. It's just we're in like a Dodge minivan. So he slides.
That's a good word to make it cool.
He leans out and he slides the door open.
Yeah.
And he's like, I got this. He's like, let me show you my product. He's like, me and my coworker here, and he like points at me, and I'm like, he was like, we just got, had a client cancel their order. We got these speakers, blah blah blah. And the guy's like, all right, fuck yeah. And he's like, let's hit the ATM. There's one in the plaza over there. He's like, all right, bet. He's like, sick. And so he's like, all right. He's like, hey, jump in the driver's seat. We're gonna follow him. We're going to the ATM. So now he shuts the door, and I get in the driver's seat. And now we're following. He's in the car with him, and now we're going to an ATM. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Yeah. I'm like, this guy's gonna know these are bullshit, and he's gonna get really mad. I'm like, something's gonna happen. We fucking put the speakers in this guy's car.
You know why this also works?
$500 and he's gone.
This scam.
Why?
Why it also works is because when you're doing that, where is he normally out in front of a gas station or something?
Yeah.
So a lot of the times you get like a really lonely dude, and the very fact that you're just interacting with them, you can sell him the speakers. He didn't even want the speakers. He's just lonely, and he's happy for someone to be positive about him.
It's possible. This guy didn't seem like that.
No, but that's what the salesmanship of that is.
Yeah,
it's just like,
I can see like targeting.
You make a lonely dude feel good, and then you can take all his money, dude, and make him buy shitty speakers in the parking lot of Wawa.
So he tried to sell him. He made money off of that, and I watched that happen. And so that's when I was like, oh shit, he's doing it. Yeah. And then the next person he tried to sell to was what he called a swiper. He's like, there's swipers and dope boys out here. He's like, you got to watch out for the swipers.
No dope boys in Dora, dude.
And so the guy was like, oh yeah, I want it. And he had a big pocket full of cash. And he was like, obviously some kind of drug dealer, gangster dude. And he had like a nice like Dodge Charger or something. Oh, yeah. And he was like, put it in the car. And so when the guy went to put the speaker in the car, the guy tried to steal it. He tried to drive away with it.
Yeah.
And so as soon as he was in the car like that, he hit the gas and did like a full like burnout and then whipped up the street.
Yeah.
But the dude pulled the box back because he knew, and he got back in the car with me, and he said, he's like, fucking swiper motherfucker thought he could get me. He's like, I fucking saw that shit. He's like, motherfucker had the shit and drive already. And like, I'm like, I don't even know what's going on. I'm sitting in the passenger seat when this all just happens, and he's like, I saw him. He's like, he had his hand. He's like, he had the car in drive, and he was ready to go. He's like, and he wasn't gonna pay me, and that's what happened then. So he tries to like do this robbery, and then we don't make any more like sales this day. We kind of ask random people. He like asks me to ask people. I'm so nervous, but I don't get any money unless I ask. So you have to make commission. That's the only way you get paid.
Yeah.
So, the whole first day I'm kind of just watching him. We were out there for 10 hours. So he asked like, a bunch of people, but we were like, he went south. So we went down to like Miami, and we're like kind of like down in like the hood. He's going to like some really like scary, like sketchy looking places.
What if it isn't even about selling the stuff? It's about learning to get better at getting people to do shit. You know what I mean?
Like some like CIA spy operative shit.
Well,
maybe,
yeah, they're just training this guy how to get people to do sketchy shit.
I mean, that's what the CIA does.
It's like level 1. Like they're like, okay, you get this guy to sell speakers, you're trying it out, and then later on down the road, you're like level 3, where they have you doing.
Oh, you're saying trying to get me?
Yeah, well, yeah, no, your boss. So like they're training him.
Oh, training him to manipulate people.
They're just training him in like.
That's some conspiracy theory shit, dude. I think he was just a shiesty guy that was buying speakers from China for $200 and then selling them to us for fucking $500.
Yeah, but there's the behavior builds a skill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think like
that's how they operate.
If you're trying to get like a guy to learn a skill like that, you might put him somewhere like that and just make him immune to the law. That's all. But he would get good at that shit.
You did grow up next to Epstein.
yeah. Like I always think of like
what with power is trying to manipulate.
I'm always thinking of like what is like it's a little paranoid probably, but it's not.
It's not nothing. I mean, it very well could be.
It's not like the way I would come up with like I'm not like distrusting of people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think people are out to get me. I think how could this be a crazy narrative? Like, what if the real truth was something so out of this world?
It's far more fun to think like that.
Yeah. I think of mythologies.
What's the mythology behind this speaker scam?
What do you mean?
That's what I'm saying.
So they're training this guy on the streets to get really good at just manipulating people, getting like a guy like you to sell these things and like just kind of like be in that world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they couldn't get me.
Yeah.
But so far nobody's been able to. So this is when I found out. So I found out it was. Let me try and think of the order of this. So the first day, like that was kind of it. Like nothing really too substantial. It kind of fizzled out, and then I must have quit my job first, or it doesn't matter. Either way, sometime during this same day, I called Total Wine and was like, "Hey, I quit. I have a new job," and I didn't do like 2 weeks or anything. I just was like, "I'm not coming in, tomorrow or ever again. Sorry." And they were like, "Well, this is, you kind of fucked us. You gave us, short notice." And I was like, "Well, you guys cut my hours." And I was like, "You should have, seen something like this coming." And then I started like look it up online. I was like, "What is this fucking job that I have? This is so weird." And so I'm like, and then I saw it, white van speaker scam, and it was just
You're like in it.
It was a Wikipedia.
You're like in it. And you're like
the fucking picture of me, just like.
So to bring it back to a Florida conspiracy, you're a girl on the island reading the article while you're there. You're like, wait, there's like an address of the island. That's where I'm. Thought I was gonna get a job. Dude, in real time, reading the scam you're a part of is crazy.
Yeah,
you're like in the middle of it,
and I started to feel like bad. I'm not a fucking scammer. I'm not a fucking swiper, dope boy kind of guy. So
that's like hearing about Jonestown while you're there.
You're like, after you drank the Kool-Aid, you're like, what the fuck?
Or some guy came from the future and he's like, don't. Like right after you drank it, like he just missed you by a minute. Don't drink the Kool-Aid.
And you show up, you're like, never mind. Like, all these people like, time traveler from the future? And you're like, sorry, I was late. You're all going to, never mind.
Yeah, he gets there a little bit too late. There was like a minor miscalculation. He missed it by like 40 seconds.
Ooh.
Oh, shit, you guys already drank the Kool-Aid? Fuck, I can't go back. He's just surrounded by dead people in the middle of the jungle. He's the dude, and then the CIA comes in. They're like, "Who are you? Where are you from?" And it's like you're from the future, and like you can't explain your identity. They don't know who you are, and they're like, "His biology's so different." You're from like far enough in the future where like it seems like he has our DNA, but he's expanded. He's like they think you're like some superhuman, but you just went back in time and you missed the.
And then they trap you into the pyramids.
Yeah. See, this is what I'm talking about. You just turn everything into.
It's good. It's pretty accurate, dude. I would say that you're not far off from what's actually going on.
Probably what drew me to like religion and metal is just like all that stuff is funny to me. demons and monsters hilarious. And just like.
Eternal suffering and damnation.
What do? Stock shelves at Disney? Stock shelves at Market Basket? You know what's really going on, dude? Oh, put the bread out. No, dude. There's fucking reptilian overlord. Like, yeah, it's kind of cool.
In another dimension, your soul's being turned inside out.
Yeah.
So I read about this scam in real time. I find out in real time
that
I'm committing a crime.
Sick.
And I'm like, fuck. And so the next day, I'm like,
"Oh, you quit your job too."
I quit my job too. Yeah, to try and commit, because here's the thing: is the numbers. This dude made money. The guy, there was literally numbers like in the thousands on the board. The people were making $1,500 in a week from being criminals.
Nice.
And I try to like convince myself.
Yeah.
And so the next day, I walk in. And there's a group of them in a circle, and the guy that I was with the first day was there. They called him Turbo because he ran from the cops. Yeah. So
this is making me laugh.
They're in a circle, and I like kind of walk over to the circle, and I'm like, oh yeah, these are my coworkers now. And then this guy is like, oh, back when I was in, and he starts telling the story, and then he's like points it. He's like you. He's like da da da, and I'm like, oh, he was telling me yesterday about jail. This guy said back when I was in, he's talking about jail. Yeah. And then I start to look at all of them, and I'm like, oh, I'm the outlier here. These guys are all criminals and like ex-cons, and I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And so the dude they put me with the second day was fucking crazy as shit. He was just like 5'5" like Puerto Rican dude, and he was like so full of like energy. He just like never stopped moving. He like literally was bouncing around in the seat of this van like the whole time. He would like grab my shirt and like shake me and shit. And he's
I remember being in cars with people like that in Florida and being like, this dude is out of his mind. Like, and you're just like,
I was with that guy
for
10 hours.
Too.
8, you know.
Yeah.
I quit that day. At the end of this day, I quit.
Yeah, the guy on the seat, I'd be past my limit. I'd be like, yeah, this is not for me.
So here's where it was way different. We went north.
North.
So we went to fucking West Palm Beach, dude.
Yep.
So we're in West Palm. We're in Trump Epstein country. Going, hey, excuse me, rich white guy in the Mercedes convertible.
Trumpstein.
You want to buy some fucking scam speakers from the Mar minivan?
Yeah.
And they were like, literally the very first guy that he asks, he like leans out. We're like some side road traffic light, and he leans out the window and he starts asking this guy. And the guy tells him he's like, you fucking scammer. He's like, get the fuck out of here. We know what you're doing. We don't want fucking watch your heart. And I'm like, oh shit, like he's calling us scammers. Like I know we're scamming, and he's calling us scammers now. I'm like, damn it. And so I say to the guy, I'm like, hey, look, don't you feel bad like about what we're doing? I'm like, like we're tricking and manipulating people and trying to get them to buy this like piece of shit product for way more money than it's worth.
Yeah.
He goes, man, if you think of it like that, you're going to feel bad about it. He's like, you got to think of it like you're selling an experience. And I was like, nah, I can't. I don't know, dude. I can't. And so he was just like yelling.
It's kind of like a lottery ticket kind of thing. Like you think you're getting a deal. It's just that good feeling of like you think you're getting more.
Yeah, we're selling that good feeling. It's kind of what, and then followed by
what he's getting at.
The come down of realizing you bought a plastic speaker with a piece of concrete screwed to the inside to make it way more.
Yeah. They think making you feel good at the cost of a lie is making you feel good.
Yeah, that's the lie they've told themselves to get through this lie.
Yeah, it's like, but I made you feel good. It's like, until I realized you weren't telling the truth. Yeah, but it felt good at first until you found out I was lying. Oh, man, yeah, I've dealt with that.
So he sells to what I would assume is a drug dealer, because it's a dude that just didn't, he didn't look like he lived in West Palm Beach. I'll say that. And he had a large amount of cash in his pocket.
Of course.
And so gas station, pulls up to him in the gas station, jumps out, and he's like, hey, my man, come over here. He's like, I got something crazy to show you. And he's bouncing and talking and like doing all this crazy shit.
That's sick as fuck.
And so we also had a projector. We had a projector screen and a projector machine, whatever. And if you sold all of it, they called it selling the house. And so we bought these things from Diamond Dave for like $200 a piece. So everything you sold for more than that was your profit. And so he sold all of it for like $1,500. So he made like, $1,200 like right there on the thing. And so he's losing his fucking mind. He's like calling he's like, oh, I fucking sold the house. I sold the house. And he's like taking pictures of the money, and he's like sending it. And he's like waving it in my face. And I'm like, damn, this dude just made $1,200 like right here. And so I'm like, okay, you can do this. I'm like,
Holy
can
shit.
do this.
That's crazy, dude.
It was. And so we go down the
This
end.
is making me think of like classic like Florida street people, like just the type of shit.
Dude, I had never experienced any of this. Like, this is like right on the fringe of crossing over. Like, we're right there. And I had never... This was as long as I ever want to be in that space.
Yeah.
And these dudes, the people that live in that, to live in that every day is such a fucking crazy, tumultuous...
There's archetypes of like ways of living I've heard of people in Florida doing, where like I heard about this one kid, and I don't know the validity of this, but I've heard that some kid was like, he was going into the Everglades and he would just steal animals from the Everglades and sell them to people as pets. And you think of like how little the overhead is on that, and how much you could charge from something you could just abduct an animal and sell it to somebody. Like, imagine going to
Florida thoughts.
Imagine doing that. Like, but there's like a level of like, I don't know. Good people don't think of doing something like that,
Unless you get the sun baking on your brain for 15, 20, 25 years.
I think people just don't understand the type of strategies Trump's trying to implement. And they can work. You don't understand. You got to understand. They do work.
They just have a Florida twist.
Yes, it's built largely on charisma.
It's the Florida twist.
It's very unstable.
A very unstable business model.
It's very salesman-esque.
So after this dude sells the house,
unbelievable.
We go down into this really like rich high-end neighborhood. So there was like a gate that was broken, and so it was open. So we kind of like boop snuck in essentially. And in my head, I'm like, "Fuck, we are not supposed to be in here. He's gonna start trapping these speakers, and something's gonna happen."
Yeah,
that's all I was thinking the whole time. I was like, "This, the other shoe has to."
Second, you go into an enclosed space, you're already kind of on edge.
What do you mean?
You went inside, right?
No, into a neighborhood.
Oh, into
so
a neighborhood.
like a private gated.
Okay, I misheard. I thought you
sorry.
said you went in a building because like that adds so much tension to me.
Yeah,
if you're
walking
in a building,
around with them.
There's an exit. There's one exit.
Yeah,
yeah,
that would be fucked.
And your back's not towards it.
Yeah, we just had the van, but so we ended up in a place we couldn't get out. We could only go out the way we came in, and so that's why I was freaked out because
yep.
The guys that he sold the second set of speakers to were again not West Palm Beach folks. They were a construction crew that was there from somewhere else, and there was like 5 of them, and there's literally 5 dudes standing around him in a circle while he's putting the speakers in the back of their van, like telling them about how sick they are, and I'm like, dude, they're gonna open these and see that they're shit before we get out of this neighborhood, and they're gonna kill us. I'm in the passenger seat of the van. That's all I'm thinking. I'm like, fuck.
You gotta admire it. Oh man,
that's what I was thinking. I was like, this guy's so ballsy for acting this way.
I know it's wrong, but you gotta admire
That's how I felt.
Your ability to withstand the anxiety of doing that. Like you're like, if I'm not clever enough, if my words don't impact them enough, they're gonna open that, and I gotta they're gonna kill me. Just. I don't know, man. If somebody's words are that powerful,
you're very metaphoric.
I don't think you put a guy like that in prison. I think you use him.
I don't think this guy was in prison. He was a little different. He told me he was from Texas, and he said he'd been doing this type of shit for a long time.
I think there's a lot of criminals with a lot of talent.
Yeah, he was very talented because he helped get us out of this jam. He put us in a jam, but he got us out of it. And that's how this. So we leave. And then we go down south, and now we're going down to South Florida. And he pulls over to a security guard at a phone store, and he's still asking people in traffic. Like we'd be at a red light, and he would go like this to get people to roll their windows down, and then he would open the sliding door in traffic and be like, "Yo, I got these speakers. Pull me over in the parking lot. I can sell them to you." And they'd be like, "What the fuck?" And they would just drive, and he'd be like, whatever. He'd ask like 1,000 people,
Yeah. Yo, he's doing the Boomhauer method for getting ladies.
Yeah.
He just asks every girl in the shoe department. He's like just on the outskirts of the bras, so it's not like too creepy, but he's like within like a yard of the like lingerie.
Women's shoe department's good thought.
Yeah.
Bring some flowers.
Yeah. And he's like, hey, down. Give me that.
So he.
Oh shit. Yeah.
He asks him. He like gets out and he goes over to him, and he brings him over to the van.
Yeah.
And he's showing him all the stuff. And this guy's like getting super excited.
He pulled into the parking lot after being accosted in the middle of traffic.
So this is a guy at the security place.
Mm-hmm.
It's at a phone store. He's a security guard at a phone store. And he pulls over and brings him from the phone store to the car. This is like right here. And then he's like, oh man, he's like, this shit's great. This is a really cool deal. He's like, let me get my coworker inside. He's like, he might be interested too. And so he goes in and he grabs the dude from inside, who's like a big nerd. He's a phone guy. And I'm in the passenger seat, and they're at the back of the van, and I just hear him go, "What the fuck?" He's like, "You don't buy this shit from a van."
He's like smart.
And I'm like, "That's what I've been thinking for 2 fucking days, dude. What the hell?" And the guy's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, all right." And then the guy's like, "Man, fuck you," and then we just shuts the van and we go off.
Yeah. Some people are naive. They're just naive.
That's all it is. And so he's pressuring me. He's like, you got to ask somebody. And so I asked this woman in a parking lot. Yeah. I just went up to this like nice lady. I'm still like nervous and intimidated and confused by all this still.
Yeah.
So I go up to this nice Spanish lady, and I'm like, excuse me, ma'am. I'm like, we have these speakers for sale. I'm like, would you be interested in buying them? Like and she's like, oh, it's my brother's birthday soon. He might like them. She's like, let me call him and see if like he wants. And then the guy that I'm with, he's like, hey, once they get on the phone, he's like, they're never interested. He's like, let's get out of here. I'm like, all right. I'm like, great. And so I get back in the car, and like that was really my only like true attempt.
Yeah.
And so he's like yelling at people in traffic again still. And we're down in like Miami. We're down in Miami now. We're close to Miami, like Miami-Dade, I guess, like North Miami, like Fort Lauderdale-ish.
That's where you're gonna see some wild shit. Like,
so
you're living here without electricity, dude.
We smoke a joint on the drive down.
Of course,
we smoke a joint.
That you have to.
And I hadn't smoked in like probably like a couple weeks because I didn't want to bring any down like through state lines.
Florida is not a good place to get caught with weed back then.
Yeah. So I didn't also just from driving down from Mass, I didn't want to get caught through state lines, so I didn't bring any. And then I got scammed. I tried to buy some online, and like this guy, like I went on Instagram and found like hashtag Florida dope dealer essentially. And this dude was like, send me $100 in Amazon gift cards and I'll drop a bag off of weed for you. Just send him $100 in gift cards, and it's disappeared. So I got scammed right away in Florida.
Dude, that's such a, like, I would never do that.
Oh, I don't know. Sometimes it's legit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
that makes me laugh so hard. You're just getting like swindled, right. Just I can get the, like just getting scammed everywhere. Yeah.
So we smoked this joint, and since I hadn't smoked in a bit, my tolerance is low, and my subconscious is screaming at me now. It is going, get out of this car. My brain is like, dude, what are you doing? This isn't you. Like, you're going to get in trouble, you're going to get hurt, or you're going to, like, one of these people is going to ask you to do something because they're all criminals. Like, this is not your environment. You have to get out of here. You have to.
There's a physical hardware that I think some people don't have that makes you think that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess
some
so.
people don't have it. They're just like, we'll see what happens. Like,
well,
nothing, dude.
I was pure paranoia.
Yeah.
And so I'm in my own head, and I'm in the passenger seat of this car, and my brain is just spinning 1,000 miles. Get out of here, get out of here, get out of here. And then he starts like shaking me. And I'm like, what the fuck? And he goes, hey. He's like, ask him. I'm like, huh? And he's like, ask them. And I'm like, who? And he's like, these guys right here. And he goes, hey. He's like, hey, let me holler at you. So he's yelling from the passenger side across me to the people on my right.
Yeah.
They roll their window down. It's two Haitian gangsters. They got fucking gold teeth, gold chains, white t-shirts. And they both are pissed. They're like, what? What do you want? What are you yelling at? And I look over at him, and I look at him, and I go, no. I'm like, no, I won't, no. And I just sit back in my chair, and I'm going, no, no. And he's like, ah. And then he leans out the window, and he starts yelling in Spanish.
Just the white guy who chickens out like immediately. I'm out of this fight, guys.
I am not playing this.
Oh man,
I'm not in.
Oh man.
And then he goes, I'm looking for some Cubanos. And then he says like a bunch of stuff in Spanish.
Yeah.
And they're like, huh? And then they go, take this number. And they yell a cell phone number to him, and he takes it down. And then we do a U-turn. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what even just happened right there? And then he punches the gas, and he goes, oh shit. He's like, they're following us. And I'm like, no, oh my God, this can't get any fucking worse. And I look in the passenger mirror. There's nobody behind us.
Yeah.
And then he grabs by my shirt, and he goes, I'm fucking with you, man. I'm just fucking with you. He's like, I can see how scared you are, dude. He's like, you're fucking shit your pants. He's like, we're done. He's like, you're done, homie. I'm sorry. He's like, we're good. And I'm like, yeah, fuck you. I'm like, I'm done. I'm like, take me home. I'm like, I don't want to quit.
He was just fucking with you?
He was just fucking with me. Oh, yeah, man, he's like, so cool. We weren't being chased. He was just knew I was scared, so
so cool.
He hit the gas and pretended. But those guys were legitimately upset and confused and didn't know who we were, what we wanted.
Yeah.
And I was too. I was like, I don't know.
There's a part of me that likes to be around people like that, where they're fucking with, because you're just kind of like on your toes. It's like sparring, like mentally. You're like,
yeah, what's happening?
Yeah. Yeah, I have a high tolerance for some shitty like people.
Yeah.
Like just because it's entertaining.
And that was kind of like the intrigue that it was entertaining, and
it's not boring at all.
It was not boring at all.
Yeah.
But it got like once it was at that point, that's what I thought. I was like, okay, the second day was significantly crazier than the first.
It's gonna get crazy.
It's gonna get crazier, and that's when I started thinking like, okay, they're all criminals, and I was like, is somebody's gonna ask me to do something at some point? And
this is after you were in the military too, right?
Yeah.
So what if they saw you and this was like a guy undercover trying to train you? Like you were the guy they were interested in. They want to like set you up, and you were in level 1. You didn't even know it, and you didn't beat level 1, dude. You couldn't beat level 1 to
good.
You were at level 1 of the Illuminati, dude, and you. They're like, not him.
Like, fucking pussy.
He's scared. He said, no, he chickened out like
right away.
He saw that gold teeth and he's like, no, I'm out.
And then we went to a bar. They went to this bar called the Bimini Top, and they had porn playing on all the TV screens.
It's like an island in the Caribbean, right?
I don't know. It was a little shack, and we went there. It was like 2 p.m. And the chick behind the bar was a big fat chick. She was wearing fishnets.
Hell yeah.
And there was porn playing on all the TVs. And there was
what?
Yeah, and there was toilet seat lids on the walls.
This is
and
in
like
Florida?
lingerie, yeah, and bras on the ceiling, porn on the TV, toilets on all the walls.
Yep, this sounds great.
And that was where the story kind of ends. So we drank a beer. I said, "Your life is fucking crazy." He said, "It is what it is." And I was like, "Please take me home." And he took me home. I texted, "I'm done." He didn't even respond. Like that was that. I was like, "Oh shit, I'm fucking made it."
Fuck, dude.
And then I tried to go back to Total Wine. I called him. I called him back. I told him what happened. They didn't give a shit.
If I was like a manager of a store and some guy called me and he's like, "I know I quit," and then you told them that story, can I have my job back? I'll fire anybody on this staff to get this dude to work here again.
Well, I wish you were the manager then, because
I would hire a crazy person over any just. A job is simple that anyone with a brain can do, right?
Yeah.
You hire based on who's interesting, because anybody can do it. It's dumb
that's a good
shit.
way to hire.
Yeah,
you have a much more entertaining workday.
Not only that, but knowing that about you, and then I know, like, you tell me that story about yourself, and then I hear and then I'm hiring for this job, and I'm like, anybody who can do that can fucking do this. So yeah. And it's also not boring.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Why is that not a factor? You go to a job and what if you?
Because if you're not a corporate manager, Chris, that's why corporate managers are drones.
But think about it from like a comics perspective. Like you get hired at a new job.
Oh, if I was a comedian hiring people, I would for sure hire the most entertaining, charismatic, strange people.
The weirdest people. But you show up your first day on the job and you're like, yo, why is this place like a mental asylum? Like, why is everybody in this office insane? Like, in the cast of The Office, nowhere near as insane as I'm imagining. Like,
yeah, the military is kind of close.
There's like an HR manager who does secret blood rituals, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, there's definitely dudes in the military that do a lot of crazy stuff that is over the top.
Oh yeah.
I worked with this dude that he had a kid, so he was really wanting to come in. He had 3 stars tattooed behind his ear, and he said that he went to one removal session because you couldn't have any tattoos above the neck at the time. I don't know if you can now. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And he said it was too expensive. He's like, I just got a bottle of vodka, got shit face. He's like, I took one of those shrimp forks. He's like, in a blowtorch. He's like, I blowtorched a shrimp fork till it got red. He's like, and then I just burnt off my tattoo. And I was like, what? And it looked like chewed gum behind his ear. It was the most gnarly, nasty, mushed up scar.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude.
That's almost like its own symbolism. Like you get a tattoo to commemorate some horrible shit, and then you burn it off when you're over it. You know what I mean? Like you've overcome the.
Yeah,
you get a tattoo for every trauma, and then you burn it off.
Dang, that's
and then you have
Pete
the
Davis
scar.
Shit.
Yeah,
that's what he's doing now.
Oh yeah,
moving a bunch of his stuff.
Yeah, but his is he probably has a Sonic the Hedgehog or something stupid. He's I like Tweety Bird. Just fucking. He has the nanny from the old lady with the Tweety Bird with the cat Sylvester or whatever from Looney Tunes. But the old lady's really slutty looking. He got a dirty old lady with the Tweety Bird. It's fucking disgusting.
He's like, yeah, I've changed.
Yeah, I'm over that.
What was your first tattoo? What was your first tattoo?
I got one on my back.
Were you 12 or 13?
No, I was 18 or 19 or something. Yeah. I got that
outline of Florida.
No, it's a guitar and a clarinet.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
You have a clarinet tattoo on you?
Yeah, it's stupid. It's a really bad
Why
tattoo.
do you have a clarinet tattoo, dude?
My stepdad.
I'm
who
sorry
was like,
if it's
no. My stepdad who died. Like I got like
okay.
He was like when I bought an instrument. I thought it was cool that like when I bought they got me a guitar and I started learning. He was like, oh, I'll buy an instrument and learn an instrument too. I thought it was kind of cool that we were both just kind of like learning a new instrument together, like separately, and then we would like talk about it and then like the learning process and then like it was a little weird to like just be like learning Cradle of Filth and Children of Bodom and like death metal and your stepdad's on the porch in your shitty trailer and he's learning Kenny G. He's like, and I'm like, but if you think about it, Kenny G's son is a huge death metal fan.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So maybe you guys are just the different version of them, different dimensional version of them.
It's just real music, dude.
It's real music.
Kenny G, man. Not really. It's fun, dude. Just weird people in Florida, man.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember what they're fucking called. The iguanas, the little green things, right?
The geckos and stuff?
The big ones. The big ones.
Oh, yeah, there's iguanas and stuff, but that's more like south. Like, there's a lot in, like, U.S. and stuff.
They had them in Fort Lauderdale.
Tom Dustin has a story where he's, like, killing them. Like,
that sounds aggressive. What are you killing?
No, they're like pests. They're like rodents. It's like having a mouse in your house, but there's like an iguana. I
guess it's true. They do climb trees.
You just got to get rid of them, and then it gets cold, and they're like just dead, like falling into things. Like they're not dead, but they're about to be.
The second day of the crazy dude, when we stopped for lunch at like a Chick-fil-A or something, and we were eating outside, and there was an iguana in the parking lot, and he just got up and chased it. And I remember just thinking, I was like, this dude's nuts. And like it was just literally running around the parking lot with the thing.
Shit. It's amazing how often like I'll say something in conversation and I'll connect it to the apocalypse.
It's pretty impressive. Yeah.
I think it's the most funny thing in the world.
Well, how are you going to feel if like you don't get to experience the apocalypse? Like you just die of old age. You're like, fuck.
Well, yeah, because you want to. If it's a real thing, that's like a once in a lifetime experience. Like
literally.
Yeah, but like it's raining frogs. Are you kidding me? Like that is insane. There's like a weatherman. There's 14 inches of frogs today. Like you're just
you're like, I have to play death metal.
Yeah, you're just shoveling frogs out of your driveway. Like 40 days of frogs. It's just like, but they're the frogs that like secrete the DMT that you get. It's the ones that so everybody's like, like they're in this crazy like mushroom trip.
Yeah, and capitalism's still running, so they're expecting you to go to work and shit.
You're like, what are you talking about? It's raining. It's raining frogs that secrete DMT from their skin, and I'm shoveling them out of my driveway by the pound.
Like, all right, everything's in fractals, and my skin's turning inside out, but we're going to need you to come in, Chris.
Shit.
You know, we're really going to have to fulfill these
I'm
orders.
sorry you're having an existential crisis where you're questioning the dimension you exist in. But, yeah.
We're going to need you to see you in the office today.
Yeah. So anyway, you've been late a couple times this month? Oh, yeah, I have. I was communicating with machine elves. Sorry, I was running late. Fucking asshole.
How come they don't have to work?
Just tell them the truth.
Or do they? What if the machine elves are working?
Yeah.
But they like it.
Yeah, like you wake up late for work, so you throw a shirt on that you had wiped cum on the night before. Then you show up to work, and then your boss is like looking at you, and he's like, "What's that?" And you just tell him the truth. You're like, "I woke up late. I jerked off into this shirt." You just tell him the truth. You're just like, "This is cum on my shirt. I was just running late. Sorry." Wouldn't have happened if you just let me be late. Wouldn't be cum on my shirt if you didn't care that I was late. It's your fault.
You're fired.
You tell them the truth and blame it on them. Like,
I'm still tripping.
Yeah, that'd be fucked up. Yeah. You about done, dude?
What do you think?
I don't know. What do you think, man?
We can be.
How long are your other ones?
We went kind of long.
Yeah.
I'd say hour and a half is kind of average, but hour and 40 or so. I did 2 hours with Sean. We're at 2 hours right now.
Sean's the fucking man, dude.
Yeah.
How lucky are we that guy's up here?
pretty fucking lucky.
Yeah, he has just like a wealth of knowledge and wisdom.
Yeah.
And like the kind of wisdom I'm talking about where he'll just like tell you like it is, like that doesn't suck.
Yeah, he's great. And he's from here. He's like a Salem OG.
Yeah.
You got anything? Any like any stories or moments you wanna get out?
Oh, dude! So you saw Ed Sheeran is in
it already happened.
Ipswich.
Yeah, he did a pop up.
He did the pop up for like a day or two or something. As you know, that guy's a big Cradle of Filth fan. I think we talked about it. We talked about like how Cradle of Filth was that band that really just got me into death metal as far as like what made me accept the music. Like, you know, you kind of listen to like Kiss and like classic rock and some hair metal and stuff. And then,
stuff that's like more commercially available.
Yeah, and then I like called it screamo. I was like a fucking loser. I was like, oh, this is just like screamo music or whatever. I didn't like it. And then I showed up to Florida and that kid humped my leg at a bus stop, dude. Yeah, my first day of school, a kid humped my leg at a bus stop for a while. Like, I showed up to school on my first day. There's like a gazebo. There's like a fountain in the lake. And this kid's just humping my leg, dude.
He just came right up to you?
Yeah, he was like making just like a dog that couldn't help himself. He was just humping my leg.
Did you have this hair?
No, I had short hair, and I'm looking around the bus stop at all these kids. This story always makes me fucking laugh so much, but like, it's so funny to me that like I could feel his balls on my leg through his shorts.
Oh,
like,
my goodness, dude.
Yeah, I'm wearing like khaki shorts and stuff.
I guess you guys are wearing shorts. It's Florida.
Yeah, of course. So like he's humping my leg, and nobody at the bus stop was behaving like it was out of the ordinary. Like they're like he's always doing. Like they were just like past it. So was I. Like nobody seemed to care. Like it was like it just seemed
he's
weird.
On your
like
side? He's on your like hip.
Yeah, on my right side, just gripping and just literally just humping my leg, and it really did not bother me. It was just confusing. I was like, why would you do that? It was harmless. It didn't really bother me. And I go to school, and the security guard has to like escort me to my classroom because it's like the middle of the school year. So I'm walking. He's gonna walk me to my classroom, right? And he pulls me aside before we get into the classroom, and he goes, "Hey kid, let me give you a word of advice." And he just starts like picking apart the way I'm dressed. So he's like, I'm wearing like a white polo that's buttoned all the way to the top, and then it's tucked into like khaki shorts, and I got like Payless shoes with like a you know how when people have like long socks but they bunch them up at the bottom of their shoes and they look like a fucking dork, you know what I mean? That's me. And the guy's like, all right, so he's like, all right, you got too many buttons. He puts that down. He goes, all right, untuck your shirt and get yourself some ankle socks. He just like he's like these kids are gonna these kids are gonna fucking eat you alive out here dressed like they're just like that's a real security guard, and he'll shoot somebody if they come to the school, but also he'll look at a kid and be like, I can't protect you dressed like this, man. They would be right to pick on you. You got to change something about yourself to make my job easier. Like that's what he was doing. He's really going above and beyond. That's a real Officer Rosenthal, man. Good guy.
Shout out to him.
But
I think he was looking out for himself because he wanted to go chill in the fucking break room and not have to get a code 11 or something for you getting held in the freaking toilet. Yeah, and it's like I
fucking knew this was going to happen day one. I knew why this was going to happen day one, and I would have been remiss to not have said anything. You know what I mean? You see a kid like that, you're like, you got to change that real quick, man. I know this is Florida, bro. I know maybe they'd let you go in Massachusetts like that, but not here.
Not here.
Yeah. Yeah, but why I bring that story up as it relates to Cradle of Filth and death metal is that boy that humped my leg at the bus stop. Like he was a older boy, so he was in 8th grade when I was in 6th grade. So
that makes it different.
Yeah, he went to middle school. I mean, he went on to high school, and then I didn't see him again until 2 years later when I was a freshman in high school, and he was in the same high school. And he humped my leg again in high school, too. He would do it all the time.
Dang.
Yeah, it didn't make any... It's still...
He would have been like a junior at that point?
Yeah, he was just like
8th and 6th is still...
He's still a... It was just...
a lot.
I was like, why do you do this? But...
And did he have an answer? Or was he just like...
No, he would just do that. And then we'd just like talk. Like we'd hang out and talk after he humped my leg. Like it was like if your dog like...
It's like sniffing butts?
It's just like a dog, dude. Like you don't like throw your dog out just because he humped something. Right?
But he's a human, Chris.
And it was me. It wasn't like a stuffed animal. It was me. No, but he did that, and I I just remember thinking he would wear like Cradle of Filth shirts in school. And I just remember seeing that Cradle of Filth shirt and like looking it up and being like, this is actually like pretty sick. Like it was just like the kid who humped my leg got me into
the origin of your
yeah,
metal,
he just was wearing it was interesting. I don't know if I would have paid as much attention to it if he didn't hump my leg.
Yeah, if you weren't being I don't even know what to call it if you're feeling indifferent about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I probably would have. I was on the trajectory, but like I would have bumped into it eventually, but
this kick started it.
Yeah, that's how
really pushed into the forefront for you.
Yeah, curiosity isn't good. you just
you're trying to like you're like, what is this band that this kid is like? What is inspiring? You're trying to like find out some more information about like what's
just like what's going on with this kid. No one else is like this. You know what I mean? So you're just kind of like, well, that's what what makes a person like that.
Yeah, you certainly have an affinity for people that are off center.
Yeah, I can tolerate discomfort with a person for probably a while before I'm like, all right, that's all right,
that's enough.
Yeah, you're eating out of a dumpster now. And you don't have to. You have more money than me. I don't know why you're doing that.
Yeah, that happened to me in L.A. I gave a guy that was eating out of a dumpster money, and he just put the money in his pocket and went right back to the dumpster. I was like, bro, this money was supposed to be for real food.
No, he's going to buy drugs and then he can eat from the dumpster. That's the thing, is you find out a way to, like, that's where you're cutting corners now. You're cutting meals out. You're like, I'll get free food from the dumpster and I can buy crack. Like, it's just...
That was a pretty tangible thought there, dude.
Yeah, that's exactly. I know the strategy. It's just like a mindset of survival where you're just like your basic needs are just like you're cutting into your like you know how like people will like dip into their savings if they're going like life's going tough or whatever. Yeah. But like they're dipping into like where they get their food from. Like that's where they're cutting corners to like get by. Where they're like, well, I'll just get my food from the dumpster, and then the food the money I beg I can get drugs with.
Oh man.
Yeah. So.
Like I know the mindset.
Yeah, I totally understand it. It's just
Bend, Florida.
Yeah, it's just level 1 speaker shit, you know? You gotta.
All right, dude.
Yeah.
We're gonna bring this train to the station. Where can people? All right, I guess you're done. All right, see you later. Where can people find you? Where can they see and hear you?
Oh, dude. So you can probably follow me on Instagram at Leedhamicus, LeedHamicus.
Hell yeah! I'll put the link in there. All right, bro. This has been a lot of fun.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
All right, toodles.
All right.